Welcome to Fyde. The first step to configure a user directory connector is to create it in the Fyde Enterprise console. Go to Settings and User Directories section. Click on plus sign. Enter a short code and directory name. Then select your directory type. In this demo we will sync with the Azure AD. Once that is finished, it will return a secret token in the form of an URL that needs to be passed to the connector configuration. Copy this token and save it for the next step. Open Fyde documentation and go to User Directory Connector page. Copy the first line and replace the enrollment token with your secret token. By using the Fyde User Directory Connector, you can retrieve users and groups from multiple sources and sync them into a Fyde Enterprise account. You will need to authorize Fyde to access your data, which requires a manual step to obtain an authorization token from Microsoft. Copy the URL and follow the instructions. The connector can be installed on a CentOS OS using RPMs. It can also be run directly on any modern Linux or using a Docker container. Once this token is obtained, it should be valid without expiration, unless you invalidate it from the Microsoft Azure portal. You need to provide this authorization token from Microsoft to the connector to proceed to the syncing. Save your Azure token for the last step. Return to the Fyde documentation and copy the first line of the second section. Replace enrollment token and Azure Auth token values. By default, a connector runs forever and runs its user group syncing every 15 minutes. This behavior can be changed through other configuration options described in the parameters. Paste the command. Optionally, you can filter the imported users. And you can find other configuration parameters in our documentation. Once you run the connector with these values, it should start syncing immediately. Now you can return to the Fyde Enterprise console and refresh the page. You should be able to see the directory status and synced users and groups.